Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with the Booktube Newbie Tag 2.0. This tag was created by Michael Deutsch, which I think that he made a really great contribution on contributing his own alternate to the original Booktube Newbie Tag, which I feel has some good questions, especially the newer version, but I think that this one really takes things head on, which I really appreciate. So, let's get started. Question 1. What genres would you like to see talked about more on BookTube? For me, I would say just about anything aside from YA or fantasy. I think that horror fiction is definitely something that I really want to see more of. I don't feel that a lot of people talk about it as a complete genre. Literary fiction I am always interested in seeing. There's a lot of booktubers that talk about literary fiction. I just like to see more of it. Classics, short stories and poetry, plays, and nonfiction, I think, would be something that would interest me immensely. Next one. What do you feel is the best way to make friends on BookTube? And for me, it's definitely watching and commenting on people's videos. I feel that that was an immensely helpful thing to do. And I also feel that reaching out on Goodreads is definitely a great idea. When I first started exploring the BookTube community, I had a Goodreads, but I didn't use it as often. But then I started using it more frequently, and I feel that it has really helped, especially since it is much easier to message someone if you just want to talk to them or ask them something, and you don't need the video to do so. And I also feel that participating in buddy reads has been a great way to strengthen my friendships with people in BookTube. Next question, question 3. What will or do you enjoy the most about making BookTube videos? And for me, it's the interaction with other booktubers. And I have a great time putting together the Literary Gladiators discussions. I feel that getting in touch with avid readers and just talking about the books and just the sessions in themselves are a blast. Question 4. What will or do you least look forward to when making BookTube videos? For the sessions and for the discussions, it's definitely last-minute backouts. Having to deal with, there's things that pop into people's lives, so getting people together to complete several discussions is a challenge, but nevertheless, it's a bit aggravating, I would say. It very much shifts my attention toward whether or not I'm going to get enough people to make up a 4-person panel as opposed to thinking about the works themselves. And for question 5, what videos other than tags, TBRs, wrap-ups, reviews, and recommendations would you want to see more of? That is they didn't mention hauls for some reason. So I'm going to run away with that, but I'm going to twist it the way that I'd want to see them. I would like to see more bookstore-specific book hauls, very much like the ones that I do, where I talk about a trip to a bookstore and what it was that I got while I was there. Not only do you get a sense of what people are interested in, but you also learn about different bookstores that are still up and running and you learn about, and you also give the bookstore a big boost, which it's very meaningful. I know that it means a lot to hear how much it meant to particular bookstores, and seeing them share my video on their Facebook page. Question 6. What are some themes you want to see more or less of in books? I want to see more own voices or perspectives, especially when it comes to conditions of neurodivergence or other disabilities of that nature, especially Asperger's, but other conditions similar to that as well. And I want to see less of forced relationships and obvious sex scenes in books. Nothing I have against sexual encounters, but the way that I see it take place in books, it's almost as if it's the same thing all the time. Question 7. What are some of your BookTube goals? I would say just making this channel as great as possible, and not just more subscribers and views, but also the quality of our videos and our discussions. And I definitely want to get some more people involved, because Literary Gladiators is a group project, and it's always outstanding to have a nice group of like-minded people. Question 8. What advice would you give to a booktuber that has just created their channel? And that would be, do what you want to do with your channel. Talk about what you want to talk about. You don't have to cater to the general population of YA and fantasy enthusiasts. You don't have to have the best editing or the best music. You don't even need to have music if you don't want to. Do what you want to do with your channel. Talk about what you want to talk about. And the only person you need to satisfy is yourself, because others will begin to watch and appreciate your videos naturally. Question 9. What are some qualities or traits that you look for when it comes to watching other booktubers? And for me personally, it's just, I like to watch booktubers that have common interests. So I tend to be attracted to booktubers that have similar genres of interest. And I like somebody that is about the material and talking about the books, the reading, and the literature. So I like a channel that has sizzle, but you have to have a nice juicy steak too. A channel with all sizzle and no steak is not something that I'm fond of. Question 10. What is a fun fact about you or a hobby besides reading and writing that people on BookTube might not know you have? And when I'm not reading, writing, networking, or any of that, I enjoy watching football during the football season. I'm a New York Giants fan. This is American football. But I find that to be really... I like to crash to a game of football, even though when I'm watching the game, I develop a sense of intensity, and especially watching the Giants. That can make for an intense game. But I also enjoy taking walks. I enjoy listening to music. I like food, especially pasta and cheese and any of that good food, especially Italian food or Italian-American food. And I'm getting back into stamp collecting. I was going through my stamp collection, and just like books, I feel that stamps can be about and feature anything. They can have presidents, U.S. states, literary figures, scientists, mathematicians, activists, cartoons, and anything in between, which is just so fun to keep track of. And if it becomes valuable, you can really make something out of it, which chances are slim, but there's always that opportunity. And the final question is, who do you tag? I'm just going to be general, and if you haven't done this tag yet, I encourage you to do so. Thank you for tuning into this video, and for now, keep reading.